Welcome to another episode of Craig Max Chasing Success. And the young lady you see on the camera with me is Dr. Terri Dawson Howard. Did I get that right? Yeah,
Yes.
I got that right. Okay. And she's a very interesting lady. She's into all kinds of stuff, but I'm gonna have her start out by telling us about a children's book that she has created and what she's doing with it. Okay. So with that, Dr. Howard, first of all, I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Where are you located?
I'm actually located in Baytown, Texas.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
in Baytown, Texas, right?
All
Yeah.
right. Cool.
Currently. Yeah. I've
Cool.
been here
Cool.
maybe about 4.5 years now.
All right. All right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
originally from Chicago.
So am
I know
I.
you met my wife, and we're
Yes.
both originally from Chicago. I've been here about 16 years, and she's
Okay.
been here about 18 years actually. She got
Oh,
here before I
wow.
did.
Okay.
So yeah, but we love it. We love it. We're never going back. Never going
Oh,
back.
wow. Yeah. I don't think I'm headed back that way neither, but I'm thinking more moving towards Mississippi and buy
Oh,
some land and retire. Yeah.
okay.
That's kind of my goal. But
Okay.
I'm originally from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago on the south side of Chicago. I went to
Upside.
yes, I went to Simeon Vocational High School and I did all of my collegiate career in Chicago, Robert Morris University of St. Francis. So yeah, I did all my higher eds back at home in Illinois.
Okay, so you got your doctorate
Yes.
in Chicago. Okay.
Yes, out in Joliet. It's in the suburbs at the University of St. Francis. My doctorate degree is in educational leadership,
Okay. All right.
servanthood. So yes.
All right. And so you've created this children's book, and I'm gonna bring it up here just a second here. Let's see. I'm trying to let me bring it up. Oh, that's not it. I'm gonna share my screen. There we go. I'm gonna get there.
That's okay.
Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so there it is. So
Yeah.
it's called Adventures in the Gym. And what are the three characters there?
The three characters are gym shoes.
Gym shoes.
It's gym shoe Jimmy, gym shoe Jamie, and gym shoe John.
Okay. And
And go ahead.
what's the story? What's the story with the three of them?
So it's a children's math book. It's actually teaching. They're in the gym counting different items in the gym, so is helping students to count. It's a
Okay.
math book. So
It's a
we just
math.
going through the gym shoes, anything they see, they count. They count towels, they count lockers, balls. They doing jumping rope,
Okay.
lifting weight benches. So they counting the people that's in the gym working out.
Okay. How long has
Yeah,
the book been out?
it's been out about 6 years almost.
Okay.
It's gone on about 6 years. It's
And
been
so
out.
do you present it at different grade schools? What's the
Yes,
age?
I've back at home. I've presented at several different schools. I actually take the mascot. So the purpose of the gym shoes was
Oh,
like children, everybody's into gym shoes at one point, just gym shoe this, gym shoe that. So I was trying to come up with something that they can relate to because most students do not like math.
right.
So yes, the it's for like maybe pre-K to third grade, maybe some
Okay.
of your special ed students that really can't like count or just struggling academically.
Right.
And the gym, so the whole thing, the gym shoe, the book come alive. So I
Ah,
actually have one of the uh, gym shoe Johnny.
that's this one right here,
That's
right?
one there. Yeah. That's gym shoe Jim. Yeah, that's gym shoe Jimmy. That's Jimmy.
Gym Shoe
Jimmy, that's
Jimmy.
Jimmy. That's Jim Shoe Jimmy there. So it's called Books Come Alive. So when I take the books out, I actually take Jim Shoe. So instead of just reading and counting, they actually see the character.
So it's
So
interactive.
yes, very interactive.
Very
So the things
interactive.
that they're doing in the gym, we kind of set up a little same, formation of a gym, and Jim Shoe have them doing the same thing that's in the book. It's
Ah,
very interactive.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the kids just love them because they they be ready to do things with Jim Shoe Jimmy. So we kind of go out for relay races and so forth and so on. Just kind of depending on the ages of the children. I just had them up in Bastrop twice this year already, and it was for the one was for the pre-K, and then one was for their older pre-K, the 3 to 4 year olds, and they just loved them.
Okay.
They loved them. So yeah,
All right.
it's called Books Come Alive. Basically, that's the idea behind it.
Got you. And so you paid somebody to put that costume on.
Actually, if my own math students are not wearing it, my grandchildren wear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right,
that's
go ahead.
actually right. That particular picture, my grandchild is in that
Okay.
costume
All
right
right.
now.
Good.
Yeah.
Putting the kids to
Yes.
work. I love it.
Yes. They
I
have to
love it.
wear Jim Shoe Jimmy. So if they get in them, they get paid. If they don't get
Okay.
in them,
There
they
you
don't get
go.
paid.
Right, because they
Yes.
counting. So you count, might as well
Yes,
count
they
some money,
count.
right?
Somebody learn how to count math. So that particular picture there that you're looking at was actually a school out in Glenwood, Illinois.
Okay.
And the guy that's holding Jim Shoes actually a relative of mine, and he was like, "Oh, which he's kind of on the spectrum autism," and he was like, "That's my cousin. That's my cousin. That's my real cousin." So he was so excited to see Jim Shoe at his school. So that really helped him out so much because he
Oh,
was just so excited to see Jim Shoe.
okay. Now let's go over the contact information here. So they can reach you at that phone number still. That's still a good number.
Yes, that phone number is still good. The email is still good.
Okay.
The www.terryceleste is not up at the moment, but everything else is.
Okay. And just so all this make it clear for my audience here, the email address is JYM, not G. For y'all, I know y'all spelling Jim Shoe with a G. This is a JYMSHOEJIMMIE at gmail.com. All right. That's where you can reach her at. In case you want to have her come out to your school, come out to do an event with some kids. That's how you can reach Dr. Terri Dawson Howard. Okay.
And that's
So
what you mentioned the J. That's what makes it different. It's not G, it's J.
it's a J.
It's the J.
That's
Jim
right.
Shoe Jimmy.
That does make a difference. That's why I want to make it
Make
clear to everybody. Don't be
Yes,
just putting in GYM and think you're going to get to
right,
it.
right. It's the
J.
J, not the Jim. I mean G.
Okay. All right. Cool. So this is you right now doing an interaction with the actually doing it, right? Doing your
Yes.
presentation.
Actually, that was last month in Bastrop.
Okay. All right.
So there with those students, I have to, just kind of see what the school wants. So with those particular students, we didn't go all the way up to 10 because they are just learning how to count.
Mm.
So we counted up to 5. And then after that, we did the interaction. We did more like relay, jumping jacks, things like that with them
Okay.
because they're learning how to count.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So let me ask you this: what motivated you to get into this, to put this book together?
Actually, because I've been a math teacher for over 20 years. And like once again, everybody is so afraid of math. And if you catch it, my motto in my classroom is math is not from Mars. It just takes us there. So I was trying to think of something besides a astronaut, because that's my motto. It takes us there. What can get us to Mars? To get the kids involved, to get their interest, to get their engagement. I say a gym shoe. Because like I
Mm,
say, everybody was wearing gym shoes. Their parents spend tons of money on gym shoes
gotta have
and
them Jordans.
got it right. So I said, okay, gym shoe. We're gonna gym shoe gonna take you to Mars.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool. So so I know you told me, before the call we chatted a little bit, and you said that you are also into some other things involved with. So why don't you just give us a rundown of what else you're involved with?
So I'm actually working on another thing that's called What About Me, which I am going to include Jim Shoe Jimmy. It's
Mm,
more like social emotional skills.
okay.
So what I do with that is I have training program, and it's called What About Me?
Okay.
And the idea was for social emotional learning for educators.
Ah, now
Because they
that's a
do a
different
lot
take.
in, yes, they do a lot of things in the school system on telling the teachers how to deal with the emotions and social emotional of the students, but what about the teachers? So that's the what about me. That's what about me? You want me to help a student, but you got to help me. So we got to help our educators to help our students, because
Mm-hmm.
you know how to teach math, you know how to teach science, you know the content,
Right.
but that does not mean you have emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Does not mean you will not have an emotional seizure in the classroom around students. So
Okay.
that's the other thing that I'm doing that I'm doing, and I'm going to also include him in that, but I'm going to include him on the bullying side of social emotional training. And outside the educators, now I have stepped out to, like, I want to expand to police officers. I want to expand to firefighters. I want to go into the healthcare, because
Mm.
regardless of whether you provide a service or a product, you need emotional intelligence,
Correct.
because we live in a world just like the students do.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
true.
everything the students go through, we go through the same thing.
Right.
We have family issues, we have financial issues, we go through divorces, we go through death. We experience the exact same thing as students.
True.
So what about me? How do you help me as the adult that's providing the service or the product to maintain my emotions?
Okay.
How do I stay self-aware of my emotions, my biases, my prejudice? How do I stay social aware?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do training on that.
Okay.
Emotional intelligence. It's called What About Me?
Okay. So see, that's very interesting because, like I know you mentioned that you're here in Texas as I am, and just the other day we had a school shooting up here, and
Really?
yeah, well, yeah,
In Dallas?
it was I forgot what city it's in, but it's in North Dallas area,
Okay.
North Texas, and you know, you like you said, you hear about they'll send counselors, and it's for the kids. But you never hear them say they're sending counselors to talk to the teachers, or the staff, like you said, because they went through that same trauma too,
Come on. Saying
right?
by I worked at a school in Chicago. It's based out of Tampa, but they
Hmm.
had a branch in Chicago. And one of our students died right in the arm. The other students, it's almost identical to what's going on now with the other two, the football player and the track star.
Mm.
I mean, it's so identical, but it was just
Wow.
the opposite race.
Okay.
It was flip flop
Okay.
this
Because
time.
they interviewed one of the students from that shooting, and they said that their teacher, when the shots rang out, the teacher, told them to get down, and he locked the door, and he told them to go to a certain area in the classroom. And he said, my priority is to protect all of you.
Right.
And I was like, wow. And as a teacher, yes, but he just, he had to put himself aside and be like, I'm going to make sure that all of you are safe and are going to get out of here alive. So, he tried to keep them calm as best he could. But yeah, that's a very traumatic kind of thing to go through. I can't even imagine, you
Yeah.
know,
So as an educator, I experienced that.
really.
Yes. Yes. I experienced another student kill another student right before our eyes, like stabbed him immediately. I mean, we had security and all of that, the scan, but he did it right before he stepped over the threshold, and we couldn't save him, and he literally just died in our arms.
Oh, wow.
So trying to stay emotionally fit, because you got 30, 40 other students, you're trying to keep them calm, you kind of keep them that. But yes, once you take care of them, my doctor said you playing injured, you playing like a football player. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, because you're playing injured.
Mm.
You are injured yourself, but you
Mm-hmm.
keep going, 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 and you're not taking the time to help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I was off of work for 2 years behind that.
Wow. I was about to say that's something you can't unsee.
You
Right?
can't unsee it. You can't unsee it, you know. Yeah, I had to, he actually took me off of work for about 2 years.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you were able to recover to, as best you could. I mean, do you ever really
Yeah.
fully recover for something like that? I don't know.
Not no, because it
Yeah.
still was children involved. It's
So,
still your students. Your students become like your own. You know, it's just wow.
yeah. Do you
So
still
yeah,
keep in
that's
touch
the
with
kind
any
of
of
idea.
those students?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, at first we were in contact, but you know, as time went by, they're grown and on their own now. So it
Yeah.
happened back in like 2011, 10, somewhere back in there. So
Right. Well, let me ask you this, and you can let me know if you want to answer or not. But when you heard about that student getting stabbed here in Dallas, did that trigger flashback for you or a memory?
that's funny that you asked that question because my daughter and I was just literally having the same conversation. So yes, it did. Does it
Okay.
give me my biases, my prejudice, just straight up?
Okay.
So that's where that self-awareness you have to take control of that,
Okay.
because that's not necessarily your biases and your prejudices needs to stay out of the picture.
Right.
So yes, it all the time.
Okay.
It
Even like,
happens all the time.
does it trigger anything whenever you step into a classroom?
No, no,
No.
something has to happen. Something
Yeah.
it just something has to happen in order for me to be triggered.
Okay. Gotcha.
So with that being said, that's what the what about me is about, understanding your emotional triggers
Okay.
and
Okay.
taking control over them.
Got you. Okay. All right.
That's where that self-awareness, okay, instead of hiding speak truth to yourself, understand what triggers you emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And as an educator, we need to do that, because just imagine how many educators right now have some harsh feelings one way or the other, whatever they may be, whatever side they may be going with, or whatever they believe, whatever they values, whatever they thought process. It's probably not a fair, it's just their personal opinion. And how does that affect you in the classroom
Mm.
when somebody step on their nerve,
Mm-hmm.
or when somebody say the wrong thing? How do you really handle the student? Do you really handle the students with fairness, or do you allow your prejudice and biases get in the way?
Mm. Okay. Huh. That's very interesting, and that's very needed. I think that is a need, not only at the educational system level, but also, like you said, in the medical field, like the nurses that went through COVID. What
Yes.
help did they get? I'm sure they were mentally and physically exhausted, and what help did they get? For themselves,
Yes.
let alone the grieving families for everybody. For people that lost
Yeah,
loved
just for
ones.
those what do they call them, the emergency workers,
First
the people that
responders.
had to, the first responders, the people that had to work.
Hmm.
There wasn't no such, my son was a firefighter at that time. It wasn't no such thing as I'm staying home because I don't want to get sick. You here to serve. You have to go help the people.
Well, yeah, and they had to deal with all those bodies. I
And they
mean,
had to deal with all of those bodies, every people dying, getting. So yeah, we have they like I said, whether you providing a service or a product, you still have to work the workers. So that's what I'm really trying to branch out outside of education to say, hey, it's called What About Me, to reach the people in charge. Let's get your people some training. Let's get some help with those emotional intelligence.
okay,
We got to get our emotions intact.
right. So this is another book you're gonna put out?
Well, actually, that was my dissertation. So yes, it's a different book. outside of this math book.
Hmm.
However, I'm still incorporated back into the schools because
Okay.
once again, the schools deal with a lot of SEL, so we got to
Right.
deal with them as well. But right now, my target is really the educators.
Okay.
How
So
can we
it's
really help? How can we really help our educators, our firefighters, our police officers,
right.
our medical staff? How can we really lean in and help them?
Okay. So is your program up and ready to go? I mean,
Oh yeah, I've done several trainings.
oh,
Several
okay.
trainings. Yes,
All right.
it's yeah, it's
All right.
up
Well, I
and
got your contact information back up here. This is Dr. Terry Dawson Howard. Her phone number is 708-476-9119. And you can email her. Is it the same email for the other program?
yeah. You know the other program has its own email as well. It's what 36 about me at Gmail.
Say that one more time for them.
What WHAT
Uh-huh.
36 about me at gmail.com.
Okay. And that one's for teachers and first responders and
Bonders,
healthcare
anybody,
workers. Okay, I just want to make
people
sure
that
that they're
work in the
not, they
grocery
go to the
stores,
right
the people
email.
that right, the people that work in the grocery stores, the gas station. If you providing a service or a product and you still have to work in spite of what's going on, yes, it's for those people.
Got you. All right. I like that. That's good stuff. That is really, really good stuff. All right. So, Dr. Howard, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and let me know or sharing with the audience what you're involved in. It's very important work. It's very much needed in today's world. And so I just want to let you know that I appreciate the work that you're doing and you just keep fighting the good fight to get it done. Okay?
Okay, I appreciate you having me. I just helping spread it.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to wrap it up. Um, I really appreciate where'd my stuff go? My stuff didn't disappear, man.
I still see Jim Shoe.
I know you do. I know you
And
do.
he's gonna be a part of that. What about me? He's gonna be a big part of that.
Okay.
Actually, the other two are gonna be a big part of it too, because we got to loosen up a little bit. We got to get people to deal with their emotions and be truly self-aware.
We do. That we do. All right. So, again, thank you very much. My computer is
Okay,
slow.
that's
And,
okay.
keep in touch. We'll see you again. If you come up with some
Okay,
new stuff, I need you to let us know.
okay,
All right. And with
all
that,
right.
again, this is Dr. Terry Dawson Howard. Got that
Yes.
right. And I really, again, we really appreciate having you. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.